Good morning, everyone. This is mortgage agent Erin Liu from LendCity Mortgage. Nice to see you again. And today I have a rising star, and his name is McKay O'Connor from Remax Care Realty. And welcome, McKay.
Thank you, Aaron. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for your time to being here. And we have, like I heard, you have done 7 deals in April. Good for
It was a
you.
big month. It all just kind of tidal waved in.
That's perfect. And I'm glad we had done one of the deal, and the deal will be closing in June. So, and we did have a little bit difficulty for the deal based on client situation. So today we want to talk about that.
Yeah, so this was a unique deal for us for sure. This client I'd been talking to, we started talking in December, I believe. They were a newer client, just they'd been renting for a while and wanted to look for a home, wanted to pay their own mortgage and not pay for the rental, right? So many people are in that situation. And so they talked to their bank in the past and they had some difficulty. There were a few minor things that the bank kept telling them, hey, wait 7 months, work on this, work on this, work on this. And I'm like, hey, like I know LendCity was doing great work. We talk to you guys almost every day. And I'm like, hey, just try it with my friend Erin, see what she can do for you, right? I just asked you to look at their file, and I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Sure. First, thank you for your trust.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when I talk with the client, like I have seen couple situation because both their couple and also they want to have son to get the mortgage together so that they may can help boost their mortgage amounts. But unfortunately, credit score is the main reason that they are not able to get approved by their bank
Yeah.
because you gotta have a minimum credit score to be able to qualify to for the mortgage to be able to move forward. So based on their situation, it's kind of tough. But we're the broker and we work with many lenders. We do have some lenders who are able to allow for a lower credit score, but still they're the A lender, right? You can still get a 5% down payment with the insured deal, and yeah, and that's why we will be able to get a pre-approval for them, and we can move forward. But yeah, still I think the first deal you have been working on is kind of
Yeah, so we were just kind of in the rough works, but like right from the beginning, you were able to work your magic and kind of get a rough pre-approval. I know we weren't sure about like insuring them because of like the past history and stuff. And so we went out and saw some houses once you gave us a good range of where we'd want to go in. And this was in February and March when it was like peak competition. There wasn't a lot of inventory right at that time. So we found a house they loved, and I'm like, it is in an ideal spot in South Windsor. There's going to be a lot of offers on this one. So we went in. We were one of, I think, 11 offers.
wow.
And so we still had the finance condition at that point because there was a few things we had to figure out, right? And so we didn't get that one and they were upset. So I came back to you and I'm like, hey, is there like anything else we can do to kind of work them around and see if we can go in firm? Because when you're in a tough market like that with a lot of other offers coming in, a condition will weigh you down, right?
Right. Yeah, I understand that because the reason why I advise you maybe it's better to put a financing condition is because we represent clients' interests, right? We want to get her the best interest in the
For
market.
sure.
So with that lender who has the lowest rate, they for the pre-approval they won't be able to get the like insured to look at first, right? But like it's based on what's your goal, and if you want a firm offer, like I have to change a lender who can have the insured to take a look, and then but the interest rate will be a little bit higher than the previous lender, and clients okay with that. So that's why we sent to another lender having insured to look at, and then we got a firm like pre-approval so that you will be able to remove the financing condition.
Yeah, no, you were great. You worked the deal 20 times for us trying to figure out a different way.
Yeah.
And so then once we got that, we were able to have a competitive advantage, right? We found another house that was perfect for them. It had the bedrooms they needed. They have a bigger family, so they wanted a lot of bedrooms, right? Which is hard to come by. So it was last month, April. We went through it. She gave me the go ahead. She said, this is the one for me. So we
I know
went
it's
in.
hard, right? Because
Yeah,
they do have like a different standard what the house they want to be like criteria, and also they have to make all of family like both like all of them like the house, not
exactly.
only herself.
Yeah, there's a lot of opinions in it, to say the least. Um, so we went in, we found this house, right? And she's like, let's go ahead for it. So I talked to the listing agent for that one, and I'm like, hey, I want to do everything I can. Can I come in person and present for this one? Goran always advocates for that. He's like, go there, go in person. It's going to make a difference, right? Because they see someone in front of them. And so I came in, there was 7 offers total, so there were 6 others. And I was talking to the other agent, and he's like, okay, let's present the other offers that were just paper, and then you can come in and present yours. So I came in. We weren't the highest by any means when I initially presented. So then I got back on the phone with her, and I'm like, hey, do you want to adjust? We're in the top. Do you want to come up? Talk to her, talk to you, and figured out where we wanted to come up. We still came up. We had the personal letter, which really pulled on the heartstrings of the seller. They loved it. She started tearing up. And so that brought them to our offer, even though at that point we still weren't the highest offer. They still chose them just because of the nice words they wrote, right?
Sure, yeah.
Which was really sweet.
Yeah, I can understand. As a seller, they want their house to be taken care of by the good new buyer as well, right?
Exactly. And they even shared with me, they're like, it's really important to us that it goes to a family, and that's what we wanted our house to be, is for a family with lots of kids, which they had. So
Oh,
it was
that's
really
so
sweet. Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. I didn't know that. Like, I have heard that, but like when you represent the offer, like writing a letter, or I have heard like, some realtors show the picture of the buyer's family.
Exactly.
So does it work all the way, like all the
It
time?
goes a long way, right? Like it depends on the seller, right? Like if you're presenting it to an investor, maybe they're not going to care as much because it's just numbers to them. But for a family home, it's definitely going to go a long way. So I always recommend, hey, let's put in a letter. What's it going to hurt, right? Even with this seller, they're like, oh, we didn't want to read it, and I'm like, are you sure? And they're like, okay, okay. So I read them just a couple paragraphs of it, and they thought it was so sweet, and so it made a big difference, right? It made them consider their offer, allowed them to readjust between, because they were in top 2 or top 3, and so we readjusted, and they chose us because we were able to come up to what they needed, right?
Oh, that's awesome. That's so
Yeah,
sweet. I'm so happy you put all of effort for them to
yeah.
get an offer though.
It was really sweet. And yeah, we're closing soon, so they're getting ready. All their ducks are in a row to move in. Yeah.
Yeah, and the best part is we know like, you find a house for your clients, and it means a lot for them. It's their first house, and it's the home for their family.
Yeah.
And also, even though the client calls me, say, hey, Erin, you know, you what I can do, like after 3 years, 5 years, I was like, like when once the market is, getting hot, and the house value is increased, and at some point you have enough equity, and also your son will be able to have a good income, and in the meantime build up your credit score, like all of your credit score,
Yeah.
and working hard, and that at the point later on we can do the refinance, and you can buy another rental property as well.
Yeah, maybe for the son, or they have their options
Exactly.
are open. I mean, once you're in a good area, right, that's what sells. So
Right.
you want to choose somewhere for them that's gonna grow in equity, that they're gonna be able to, whether they sell again or not, whether they're just the fact that they're gonna have the value in their house to do so, right? You never want something that's gonna go down in value, or an area that's gonna go down, right?
That's a good area, and that's a cute house.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, good for you. I'm really impressed for what you have done for your client,
Thank you.
and
Thank
it's
you.
been amazing working with you as well. I love the communication that we have been, doing while you're putting offer for the client, and you give me a call, have me check the number, and you put offer, and here we go.
Well, it's great because you're so close by that it's like if I need
Yeah.
you, you're always a step away. I know, like I'd call you at 5 o'clock, and you're like, I'm just cooking dinner. What's up? What do you need? And you're still able to answer
Yeah.
my questions
I
whenever I
always
need.
answer the calls.
Yeah, you do,
Yeah.
which is so important in this business, right?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. We work like 24/7 as needed, right? So
Yeah.
whenever you need, we take a call, because I know you call me must be for the urgent, like after hours, right? So I
Yeah,
have to take the call and help you to get the deal done.
exactly. Because, like, say when I called you for the offer, say it was someone else and they didn't answer, I wouldn't really know, like, hey, are we comfortable going here? She wanted to know how much more down payment she had to put. So having those answers right then and now is so important because it gives the client comfort, it gives me comfort, and it allows us to communicate back and forth right in the moment, which is good.
Yeah, and also like I'm impressed by what I have done again. And do you mind if you can talk a little bit about like how you start your career? Because I know how long you have been joining the Team Gordon team.
Yeah, so I started with Team Gorin late last year. I originally was in university. I was studying biomed, then I switched to biochem. I was jumping around. I mean, out of high school, nobody really knows what they want to do,
I
right?
hear you. Yeah.
So I was originally planning on going to med school, then realized this isn't for me. I don't want to do the 4 years I was doing, then 8 more years of school. So then I started real estate during that because I'd always been drawn to it. Like even the late nights I'd be cramming for tests, I'd find myself on realtor.ca just looking at listings, just across the world. I'd be looking in Portland, Oregon, or New York or wherever, just looking at listings. And so I'm like, why not give it a shot, right? And I started with Gorin last year and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, nice, nice. And how do you feel like so far as a new agent? Is there anything you would like to share, to start as a new agent?
Well, I mean, you have to have a good foundation, right? There's so many scenarios that can go down in a deal. Like, there's so many opportunities to learn. Like, it's never the same. Like, some 9 to 5 jobs, you're going in and you're doing pretty well the same thing every day, and it's a learning curve and you get it. In real estate, there's so many avenues that a deal can take that you need support to ask the questions. Hey, what do I do if this happens? What do I do if this happens? That's why I love the team at Gorin, because I not only have a mentor, but I also have Gorin and all our sales managers to ask the questions I need to, right?
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's really good. Like, as a new agent, even though me, like, when we join the team, we want to get 100% support whenever we have any questions or whenever we had a difficult situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
100%.
okay, McKay, it's really nice having you today, and I'm glad it's nice talk, and I'm impressed for you what you have done, and I'm looking forward to working with you for the many future more deals, and also if any of the clients or friends ever want to reach out to you, um, is there any way we can reach out to
Of
you?
course, I'm always available like you. They can reach out anywhere. I'm on all social media platforms. You can call me at 226-782-4416, or you can reach out through Team Guan directly.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much
Thanks for
today.
having me, Aaron.